due calicce de vino rosso. Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm in Florence, Italy, a city of history and culture and beautiful sights. But you guys know what I'm really here for. I'm here for the food. As you know, we are spending 1 month in Italy based out of Bologna. This morning, we woke up bright and early and we took a train, a high-speed train, down here to Florence. It only took us 30 minutes. And I cannot tell you how excited I am that we got here so quickly. I had to start my day off with an amazing coffee. It's called DITTA Artigianale, a coffee shop that sources sustainable products and makes incredible coffee roasts. Not to mention, the actual building itself is beautiful, and I recommend anybody stop by and just check it out for yourself. I got myself a V60 brew. It's a pour over style brew. It takes a little bit longer to brew, but it's totally worth it because the extraction you get from those awesome coffee beans that they're using is totally worth the wait. This is their cute little cup, and I got the Colombian roast. Amazing. It's got those chocolatey notes like cacao, you know? Right now, we're at La Piazza della Santissima Annunziata. You can already see how romantic this city is. It's an overcast morning and you have the beautiful glow coming in from the buildings. It's so adorable. There's people taking their wedding photos right now. All right, you guys know I'm already working up a hunger, but I've gotta make a stop at the Galleria dell'Accademia to see some amazing Renaissance art and the statue of David. I'm not leaving here without seeing that, so let's go. We just got done seeing the statue of David, and my goodness, it's more impressive than you can imagine. It's absolutely breathtaking when you walk into this hall and you look to your right and there it is, standing in this beautiful, elegant stand under this light, just washing this incredibly large statue. You can't help but feel super grateful and know that this may be the first and only time you'll ever see this in your life. It's truly impressive and maybe a once-in-a-lifetime occasion. Honestly, I'm starving right now, but most restaurants and places that at least I have on my list don't open till about 11 or 11:30. It's only 10 o'clock right now, so that gives us enough time to head over to the UFFIZI Gallery. So let's go over there now. It's amazing what you're gonna see when you walk from the Accademia to the UFFIZI. I'm standing in front of the Catedral di Santa Maria del Fiore, also known as the Duomo. That is the huge dome that stands atop the city that you see in every single picture of Florence. We made it into the UFFIZI Gallery. So we just got finished up at the UFFIZI Gallery, and there are tons of restaurants right there in that square. But we just took a 5-minute bike ride out of the way a little bit to Mercato Sant'Ambrogio. There's a trattoria here that I want to take you guys to. It gets great reviews by locals, and they have some Tuscan dishes that I want to try. Let's go. So this is like a giant food hall. We're looking for Trattoria da ROCCO. Let's go find it. Okay, it wasn't as hard to find as I thought. It's right here. Let's go check it out. For our first course, we ordered the papa al pomodoro. This is a classic Tuscan bread soup, and it's got tomato, day-old bread, basil, garlic, and other herbs. It's very thick, as you can see. It's almost like a puree. It smells so tomatoey, like really good.
Which kind of meat is this?
Wow. that's so rich and tomatoey, but the bread gives it a nice texture and consistency, and it's also got a light sweetness to it. It's really good. One of their Saturday specials are the polpette fritte, which is the fried meatballs. They're actually breaded in this crust. It's kind of like almost like a panko bread, a fine breadcrumb. Wow, look at that! Look at that inside. How tender that meat is. It's not like your typical meatball that you've ever seen, right? It almost looks like a croquette, like una croqueta. Whoa, that's good. The meat is very smooth, like a paste. It is very much like a croquette. The meat has been ground finely, and then it has that breading on the outside with the lemon. It's awesome. For my main course dish, I ordered the arista. It's a roast pork roll, and it's seasoned with Italian herbs and wrapped in twine, and then it's roasted, sliced thin, and served with some of the jus on top. It's sliced so thin, almost like deli meat.
Thank you.
It's actually not served hot. It's like a cool room temperature, and you're tasting the rosemary coming through really, really well. We're having a quintessential Tuscan region wine, the Chianti. Wow, so juicy, fruity, and it just immediately complements all the dishes we're having here. I'm gonna try some of the fried meatballs with the papa pomodoro. That's the combo. That pomodoro is so thick. You actually can see chunks of the bread that was broken off into pieces and cubes and put in that soup. And it's so saturated with the tomato flavor. It's amazing. This restaurant that's been in operation for over 30 years is run by ROCCO, who the name of the restaurant is after. And one of his specialties are the baked pears. And this is it right here. It's a beautiful caramelized baked pear. And if you see them in the baking dishes outside of the restaurant, you're definitely not going to be able to decline one. It's got orange, it's got a beautiful bay leaf, a grape, and then just all this beautiful caramelization, which is probably the Chianti red wine that it's baked in, almost poached in the oven. It's so soft. As soon as I put in the knife, look at that. It was like effortless to cut into it. Wow, that juice is so decadent looking. Wow, it's like a beautiful red wine syrup. Wow, perfect bite to the pear. It's not too soft, it's soft enough where it's easy to eat, easy to slice, and it still has the skin on, which gives a lot more texture to it. I love how they left that there. This syrup is fantastic. It's sweet, it's got some depth of flavor. There's actually like caramelized candy chunks in the dish. I didn't expect that, and I just bit into one and it was like roasty, caramelly, and just like that burnt sugar flavor in a good way. Chasing that pear with a café espresso. The combination is ideal, and it's the perfect pick-me-up, and this is the second one I have today, and I promise you it won't be the last. Like many places in Italy, you're trying to get from point A to point B, and it's almost impossible to be interrupted by something that catches your eye. And as we were on our way to the next place, we came across this wine on tap store, and they actually sell wine by the cup. Francesco, the owner of the establishment, gave us a suggestion to have the blend of the Sangiovese, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot. It's a young wine, and he highly recommended this for what we normally drink. Oh, that's lovely. It definitely has that young wine flavor to it. You're getting a little bit of the tannins, but you're still getting berries and dark, just almost ripened fruit. It's delicious. You can't come to Florence without trying a sandwich in schiacciata bread. Similar to focaccia, but it's more flat, and it's also seasoned very well on the outside with olive oil and salt. One of the ones we're trying is the pomodoro fresco and mozzarella di bufala, and the bread is nice and warm. It's crispy on the outside, but you can already feel how soft and doughy it is on the inside. We've got two sandwiches. One of them is mozzarella di bufala with fresh tomato, and the second one is lard with prosciutto, sun-dried tomato, and pecorino cheese. Mikel, who owns the shop, is actually there making the sandwiches himself. Super nice guy, and helped us out with the description of the lard sandwich. And it's such a quick and easy exchange. We just go in, the sandwiches are ready in 2 seconds, and each one is €5. So €10 total for these giant sandwiches. Michele called me over, and he wanted to make sure that I know exactly what he's talking about when he says lard. So he cut 2 more slices, and he put it, just threw it right on top of my sandwich. This is the lard. It is this wonderful pork fat with just a sliver of the meat. It's like the total opposite of what you would find in bacon or pancetta or anything like that. This is mostly the lard of the pork, and it's so soft and creamy. Wow. Salty, fatty, creamy, decadent. The lard immediately melts as soon as it touches the warmth inside your mouth. That is high quality. It doesn't even taste like pork, to be honest. It's just like its own thing. Wow, salty, fatty. The acidity from the sun-dried tomatoes. I have olive oil all around my mouth from the bread and the olive oil that's drizzled inside the bread before the sandwich is put together. You see this schiacciata, how it's saturated in the olive oil before it's baked, so it's got this golden color, and that's from the olive oil sitting in there while it's baking and just infusing into the crust of the bread. Let's try the mozzarella with fresh tomato. Wow, 2 different worlds, totally different. This one is like a summer salad, almost. That mozzarella di bufala is mild in flavor, but creamy and milky. And the tomato just adds that punch of freshness to it. These fresh tomatoes. Oh, I do see a little bit of the olive oil bubbles in there. The lingering flavor of the mozzarella, like I feel like I just took a sip out of a glass of milk. It's so milky and creamy. Those tomatoes are so fresh. Look at this wad of mozzarella sitting right in there. My God, I'm gonna take a bite right out of that. Oh yeah. You have the freshness and simplicity of this tomato and mozzarella bufala, and then this lard with the sun-dried tomato and the olive oil, and I see like some rosemary in there. Look at my hands. It's like I have olive oil hands right now. I could make a painting with this. Give me a piece of cardboard paper and I'm gonna look like Leonardo da Vinci out here. Incredible. You must not leave Florence without having one of these sandwiches. It will change your life.
Ciao. Per favore, 2 calice di vino rosso.
In the 17th century, Florence was hit hard with the bubonic plague, and that led to the advent of these little wine windows. They're called buchetta del vino, literally a little wine window, and they were initially mostly started by the wealthy families that lived in the city that also produced wine, and it was also a way to actually cut taxes from their properties. I just ordered 2 glasses of red wine. It's called a calice, is a cup, so 2 calice di vino rosso. Okay, that may be the coolest wine transaction I've ever experienced in my life. Definitely cross that off the bucket list. I've got 2 glasses of red wine that I just ordered through a tiny little door.
What we do here is go back.
We've made it to Mercato Centrale, that is the central market. Now it's after 5 o'clock. When we walked in, we were kind of surprised because we saw on Google that the market is open till midnight, but everything downstairs was closed, all the vendors and the butcher shops, so we thought maybe we misunderstood, but in fact it's the 2nd floor that is open until midnight, and that's where all the food restaurants and where you want to go if you're looking for somewhere to eat is located. Okay, they have samples of steak. I'm gonna go try one. Rare cooked steak that they're serving sample of here. Wow, look at that in there.
Hi guys, do you want to try?
That's a piece of steak. That is amazing. That was only a bite. This is only at the beginning of the market. I'm gonna do a round and see what's going on, but I think we might have to come back here. Alright guys, I think I may have found the perfect place to enjoy the classic Tuscan dish of the steak Florentine. We have been scoping out all through the city all day, trying to find the perfect spot, and I think we found it. It's here in this market on the 3rd floor. They don't open for about another 15 to 20 minutes, so in the meantime, it's the perfect moment to enjoy a spritz. Right here, I have a Campari spritz. Sometimes you might have the Aperol spritz, whichever you're liking, but it's meant to open up your palate, to cleanse your palate, and to prepare your stomach and your appetite for dinner. So this is the ideal moment to be enjoying this. I love this. This is the Campari spritz. As you can see, it's more red than the Aperol spritz that we also know. It's a little bit more bitter. I enjoy that personally. If you like something a little sweeter, the Aperol spritz is gonna be your way, but the Campari is used for the same function, both aperitifs. We're at La Bistecca alla Fiorentina, and this is on the 3rd level of the Mercato Centrale. It is a full restaurant up here, and it is a fantastic place to get the Bistecca alla Fiorentina or the steak Florentine. We got the traditional Tuscan beef of the Chianina cattle, and we're gonna have the ribeye portion. I cannot wait. It is a 1.5 kilogram piece of steak, and we're getting it cooked rare. So it's cooked to rare, but since it comes on a hot plate, it'll keep cooking if you leave it sitting. So if you want your meat more rare, the best thing to do is move it to a higher ground so that it stops the cooking process on the actual meat. So what I did was move it up to sit on the bone and on top of the potatoes to stall the cooking process. All right, I'm going in for my first bite of Bistecca alla Fiorentina. Oh my God. Wow. The char on the outside of that steak is so good. You can taste that oven that it came out of with the wood-fired grill. And the rare, it's that beautiful, like, irony, tender, rare texture that you get in a rare steak. The saltiness from that salt that the chef let me put on there is phenomenal. That is beautiful, smoky, clean salt. It's delicious. I'm gonna rub this into the juices and the fats of the cut of meat. This is as good as you're ever gonna get a steak Florentine. I'm having steak Florentine in Florence right now. This is incredible. It doesn't get any better. On the table, they'll place you a bottle of balsamic vinegar from Modena. You get the vinegar, you have olive oil, and you even have balsamic glaze. They give you everything here. I put some balsamic vinegar on my plate, and I'm gonna rub some of this roasted rosemary potato in there. Oh yeah. The marriage of that yellow potato with the vinegar. The vinegar here, sure, it's vinegary, I guess you could say, but it has this subtle sweetness to it that I don't find elsewhere. Normally you find this on aged balsamics. This is just standard baseline balsamic vinegar. It's awesome. We finished our steak Florentine, and of course we are left with the bone. I'm gonna channel my friend Benny from San Sebastian when we did our food tour there. I'm gonna take this bone, make it a harmonic to make one blues. All right, our last stop before we jump on the train back to Bologna is Gelato. Florence is the home of this wonderful frozen treats, and we came to My Sugar to enjoy it. This place is special to me. It's the first time I've been here, but it's already special in my heart because it is owned by a husband and wife duo who source their products directly from the Mercato Centrale that we just were at having our Bistecca la Fiorentina. And today I got the pistachio flavor and the mandarin yuzu. That is mandarin and yuzu citrus and pistachio. Look at the beautiful colors of this, how natural that yellow with just bits of what looks like the rind or the zest. As you can see, this is a wonderful place to be, and they're making strictly gelato here. There is nothing else. They focus solely on this wonderful product. I can't wait to try it. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wow. That's unlike any citrus you're ever gonna try. It's creamy, but the taste of the citrus has a slightly kind of the rind, but then the sweetness of the citrus, it's lightly sweet, it's not too heavy. And this wonderful iciness. Gelato, if you don't know, it doesn't have a lot of air incorporated into it. It's actually a denser product, so you're getting more of the true flavor instead of aeration, and it's very soft, and it's just a wonderful treat. And here's the pistachio. Look at that color. That's what you want to look for, the greenish brown. That is the true natural color of pistachio. Oh. Wow. Wow.
Sicilian pistachio, it's perfect.
It's wonderful. It's an honor to try. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. That's so good. I got it in a cup because honestly, I don't need the cone. I just want the gelato straight. You guys, we are almost out of here. We have about 15 minutes for us to catch our train. I cannot thank you enough for joining me today. It has been a wonderful day enjoying and eating through Florence with you guys. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to support our channel. We are headed back to Bologna, and I will see you guys very soon on the next video. Bye.